Arsenal have done it again. Back-to-back wins in 2 massive games. This time at the King Power, Arsenal were effective. A Gabriel Martinelli goal was just about enough. So from the dominance of the defence to Mikel Arteta's brand new attack, the performance of Leandro Trossard, as per, let's break it down and discuss the 5 things that we learned from Leicester 0, Arsenal 1. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Babs14. Welcome back to your boys channel, and Arsenal have got another win on the board, 3 points in the bag. We've got so much to break down, so as per, smash a like if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and as we are so close to 150k, if you could subscribe, I'd massively appreciate it. But the first thing we need to discuss is the dominant defence. Over the past few games, Arsenal's defence had been too open. 6 games without a clean sheet, that is not a sign of champions. In this game, the Arsenal defence was back to its best, limiting Leicester to an XG of 0.01, the lowest XG in a Premier League match since the XG account started. 1 shot from outside the box, 0 shots on target, the Arsenal defence was dominant. We need to talk about Gabriel Magalhaes. Ever since he was left out of the Brazil squad for the World Cup, this guy has bounced back only stronger, even more dominant. In this game, 5 clearances, 1 interception, 2 tackles, 0 times dribbled past, 7 accurate long balls, 2 ground duels won, 2 aerial duels won, and 1 clean sheet as well. To be a top defender, you need to be able to bully your forwards. In this game, Gabriel was flawless. But we also have to praise his ball playing ability, especially for the Arsenal goal. It's his first time long ball in behind to find Leandro Trossard, taken from a Leicester attack straight into the Arsenal final third. Dominant defensively, but also decisive going forwards. This guy is upping his levels. After he was left out of the World Cup squad, I was scared for Gabriel. He's an emotional defender and I wasn't sure how he was going to react. But he seems to have taken that and used it as motivation. In this game, alongside Saliba, he formed a brick wall. But talking of Gabriel and Saliba, despite the flawless defensive performance, according to the Gunner blog, there were a few angry words exchanged between Saliba and Gabriel at full time. The Frenchman appeared to push his partner away. Some sort of disagreement, sure, it'll blow over. Even after the defensive excellence and a clean sheet, these guys want more. Mikel Arteta is building a team with the right mindset. Players that want pure perfection and always are looking for ways to improve. It's the best way to grow, and with these two only being 21 and 24, the potential is undeniable. Overall, the Arsenal unit was fantastic today. A prime example in the second half, Leicester on the counter-attack. It's looking dangerous, but out of nowhere emerge all the Arsenal players. Everyone's back in positions, organised. The definition of a team united and knowing their roles. And with that clean sheet, Aaron Ramsdale becomes the first Arsenal goalkeeper since Jens Lehmann, 8 clean sheets in a season, last done in 2003-04 when Arsenal were invincible. Arsenal's away form has been actually very impressive. 13 away games, 10 wins and 8 clean sheets. That's the most in the Premier League, and it shows an Arsenal team that in difficult environments still find a way to grind it out and thrive. For Arsenal to win the Premier League, the defence needs to be at its best, of an Arsenal defence showing it has the minerals. 2. Arsenal are mature. We all knew going into this game that Leicester are a team dangerous on the counter-attack, and in transition they have players that can hurt you. But in this game they were not to be seen, because Arsenal were able to nullify it. Arsenal were very compact, especially when Ben White and Zinchenko were inverting alongside Georginio. Every time Leicester tried to play out the back, Arsenal won the ball back. It wasn't a game of many chances, and as the XG shows, Leicester 0.01 and Arsenal 0.65. But look at the rest of the stats. 65% possession, 629 passes, 64 final third entries and a 2.1 expected threat created. The field tilt shows that this game was all Arsenal once again, with 73%. In back-to-back away games against Aston Villa and now at Leicester, Arsenal have been flawless in terms of dominance. They've controlled games in a manner of Man City, but a game that didn't have many chances. If Arsenal were going to get a chance, they had to be ruthless, and that they were. Gabriel Martinelli placing the ball into the back of the net. To have this level of control at a game at an away ground, it's such a positive sign. It shows the temperament of this Arsenal team, because as we've seen over the years, away games can be difficult. Normally the opposition team always makes a chance, but in this game Arsenal just kept on doing the right things. It wasn't always free-flowing, but it was effective. To win the Premier League title, you need to be able to win in different ways. It's not always going to be beautiful football. Sometimes you need to win ugly. This game showed this Arsenal team is growing in experience, but also in maturity. Levels of control that we are becoming used to. This is still the second youngest team in the Premier League, yet still Mikel Arteta has instilled a philosophy where these players always have the tactical advantages to utterly dominate. Even at 1-0, Arsenal kept it simple. Every time Leicester tried to pull forwards, Arsenal were there in a unit. But comment down below, what are your thoughts on Mikel Arteta's tactics? 3. Mikel Arteta's new attack. A surprise into this game, no Eddie Nketiah left on the Arsenal bench. According to reports, he actually had a late fitness test, as he's currently suffering with a bit of an ankle injury. Mikel Arteta had to change the system, and in came a false 9. Up stepped Leandro Trossard, and oh boy was he impressive. impressive. In total completing 100% of his dribbles, winning 100% of his tackles, 7 duels won, 2 shots, 1 chance created, 1 assist and a 0.12 XG. He also scored a stunning goal with devastating ball striking, showing his ruthless instinct outside the box, cruelly ruled out by VAR as they believe Ben White fouled the Leicester goalkeeper. But we need to talk about that for a second. Earlier in the season there was a very similar instance where Arsenal conceded a goal against Aston Villa at the Emirates Stadium where Aaron Ramsdale was clearly impeded, yet that wasn't given as a foul. This is why the referees are so hated. There is no level of consistency, and in this game for me we were ruled out, and in this game a fantastic goal was taken away by a very dodgy decision by VAR. But bringing it back to Trossard, he was so effective. He made the Arsenal attack more fluid. And here's a look into the Arsenal passing networks. As you can see on the left hand side, a close combination play of Trossard and Martinelli. Trossard doesn't have the box presence over Eddie Nketiah, but outside the box he's definitely more secure, constantly rotating with Gabriel Martinelli. The Leicester defenders didn't know who to mark. It causes mayhem in the final third. It's something that was so effective when Arsenal had Gabriel Jesus, another player very comfortable outside the box. Trossard makes the Arsenal attack more free-flowing and maximise Gabriel Martinelli. The prime example, of course, the winning goal. Trossard gets the ball from Gabriel Magalhaes, takes on the Leicester defender and plays a fantastic nutmeg assist. Prime example of the rotations. Trossard out wide allows Martinelli to enter the middle, and that's where he's able to get the goal. And the Arsenal star boy was given the official Premier League man of the match. And Martinelli says it was a good goal, a beautiful goal. It was a great ball from Leo, and I just put it into the back of the net. It was a good goal. And in terms of the injury, he says nothing happened, I'm fine. I wasn't too sure at the time because it definitely looked very concerning. But thankfully Gabriel Martinelli is fine, and now with 2 goals in 2 games, he's slowly returning to his best. The impact of Trossard definitely helped him, but likewise is the player's mentality. As Mikel Arteta says, sometimes you have to give someone a breather to come back with even more energy and enthusiasm. As Arsenal fans, we sometimes forget that as young players, you're going to have inconsistent moments. But Gabriel Martinelli is a profile of an inside forward, and to maximise that profile, he needs players to rotate with. It's no surprise that when he plays alongside Trossard, that false line profile like Jesus, we saw a more effective version of Gabriel Martinelli. In this game, I was very impressed by the Arsenal front three, and with this being their first game together, going into the future when they're given even more time to build the chemistry and build the connections, Mikel Arteta could have something here. Talk to me down below in the comments. And going into the future, do you want to see Mikel Arteta keep this front three? Moving on to the fourth thing, the impact of Georginio. Thomas Partey was actually back for this game on the Arsenal bench, but not quite ready to start. No Partey, no problem. Once again, up stepped Georginio, as we witnessed another dominant midfield performance. Georginio had the most touches, the most passes completed, most times possession won, and also won the most tackles. In total, we're talking 68 passes completed, a 0.21 expected threat, and a 6.31 progression via pass. Georginio has made Arsenal even more dominant. Another game passes by where Arsenal have once again over 60% possession. He's a different profile to Thomas Partey. Partey is more of a dominant player in terms of physique, but Georginio has a different quality on the ball. He knows when to keep it simple, but also when to keep it long. He's got a fantastic passing range, and his ability to switch play and play accurate long balls is very underrated. In the first half, he had 5 out of 5. But now you guys can slowly and surely see why Mikel Arteta wanted to sign him in the first place. His influence in this Arsenal team has been undeniable, and game after game passes by where even defensively, when put in the right environment, Arsenal are maximising his strengths. Georginio has had a massive upgrade, from Graham Potter's struggling Chelsea to Mikel Arteta's thriving Arsenal. His experience is also very important, especially in the clutch moments in this game, and even in terms of counter-pressing, he was actually very effective. One very underrated trait about Georginio is his ability to organise. He's constantly talking to the other Arsenal players, telling them where to be and directing them. At Arsenal, he's entered the right system, alongside Ben White and Zinchenko who invert alongside him. It gives him the perfect amount of protection. The signings of Georginio and Trossard have definitely made a massive difference. With no Eddie Nketiah and no Thomas Partey, Mikel Arteta now has variation and different profiles to throw in. Arsenal used the January transfer window to bolster their squad depth. 2 of their signings have made a massive difference. They've given us extra experience, and they are proving game-changing. With the form of Georginio, what happens with Thomas Partey, who should be available for the game against Everton? Who do you guys think should start? Also, a quick word on Granit Xhaka. In this game going forwards, he wasn't that effective. Especially in the first half, it seemed like he lacked confidence. That's a bit of a concern, but on the positive side, his defensive work was excellent. Winning fouls and winning duels. It helped a very young Arsenal team get over the line. And the final third, Arsenal can definitely be more effective. And Mikel Arteta has recently spoken about the impact of Fabio Vieira. He's given him a selection headache. Moving on to the fifth thing, the 1-0 grind. This was a game where Arsenal just had to get the job done. and it wasn't free flowing, but Arsenal found a way. To win a title, you need to have different ways of winning, and sometimes you need to win ugly. In this game, Arsenal put in a grind, they put in the effort. To win this game 1-0 at a ground which can be difficult, where Spurs were recently beaten 4-1, we're slowly starting to enter that part of the season where the results are more important than the performances. This was another massive win, and in this game, Arsenal were also robbed of a penalty. Bukayo Saka was definitely pulled back by the Leicester defender. Yet time and time again, it seems like referees are reluctant to give Arsenal any sort of penalty. Arsenal have only had 2 the entire season. That is one of the lowest in the Premier League. Despite that, Arsenal found a way, and with 3 points in the bag, another gargantuan 3 points for the title race. And momentarily, Arsenal pulled 5 points clear. But after Man City beat Bournemouth 4-1, Arsenal remain top, but only by 2 points. Arsenal 57, Man City 55. But Arsenal are about to get a massive opportunity. The next game is Everton at home, followed by Bournemouth at home, then Sporting Lisbon away in the Europa League, Fulham away, Sporting Lisbon at home, and Crystal Palace at home. Quite a few home games, and Arsenal need to maximise them. The next one is a big one. It's our game in hand against a team that recently beat us in Sean Dyche's Everton. They're going to play a deep block and they're going to be defensive. Arsenal need to find a way, because if they were able to win it, they could pull 5 points clear of Man City with the same games played. And with the games against Bournemouth at home and Fulham away without their main player in João Paulinho, Arsenal have a chance to build momentum. And more importantly, rhythm. It builds confidence, and as we saw in the first half of the season, they've shown they can do it. If we're being quite honest, these next 6 games are winnable. But even if Arsenal were to pull clear, can't get too carried away. There is still a long time left, and more importantly, our final games of the season are very difficult. Nottingham Forest away, potentially fighting relegation. You've got Man City away, Liverpool away. The real crunch games are yet to come. And as we saw at the end of last season, there's a lot of pressure and it can change players. For Arsenal, it's vitally important that in these upcoming games, they maximise their points and get step by step closer towards that Premier League title. In this game, Arsenal showed signs of maturity of potential champions. Comment down below your honest thoughts on this game, and do you want to see any changes going into the future? But that is the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all of his social medias, then the links are down below in the description. But that was the 5 things we learned from Leicester 0, Arsenal 1. Another gargantuan victory in the right direction towards the Premier League title. Clean sheet in the bag, likewise the 3 points. Step by step we're getting there, and I will see you next time. Take care, and in a bit.